Hello friends, this is Normal here for Technique, and in this video we'll compare two mid-range phones, the Nubia Z11 Mini S with the Coolpad Cool One. These two phones are priced below 20,000 and they differ in a lot of aspects, and they are really known for really great cameras. So in this video we'll talk about which is better device to buy and which is the better overall package in this price segment. Let's get started with the comparison, and first step, the design and build quality. So design wise, you could see both are a pretty good looking device out there, completely metallic chassis, unibody construction. You can see that the Nubia Z11 Mini S is a pretty compact device at 5.2 inch screen size, while the 5.5 inch Coolpad Cool One is quite a heavy device and also thicker than the Nubia Z11 Mini S, and it feels quite compact using the Z11 Mini S when compared to the Coolpad Cool One. But both are pretty premium in build quality, has chamfered edges and feels premium. But having said that, our choice would be the Nubia Z11 Mini S because the material quality and overall fit and finish feels really premium. You can also see the red color around, red ring around the camera unit. The home button also has this red ring, and which also adds to the beauty of the device. So overall, both the devices are pretty premium in build quality, but our choice would be the Nubia Z11 Mini S because of the compact form factor and slightly premium build quality. Now let's talk about the display. So we have a 5.5 inch Full HD display on both these devices. We have a 5.2 inch with versus 5.5 inch in display size, and both the devices have Corning Gorilla Glass protection and the touch response feels really good. Now the display quality looks really good on both the phones. We don't really have a clear winner in the display aspect. We would say both are really good and produces really good display quality. Now let's talk about the software and the performance. So we have two custom UIs. So one is the Nubia UI 4.0 and we have the EUI, again a custom UI. Now both the phones are running on Android 6.0 Marshmallow. Let's first talk about the Nubia UI. So the Nubia UI is a custom UI, and you can see the custom settings panel. There are some additional features also included like touch gestures, smart sensors, and a dual instance. That means you can run two instances of the same app. So these are some additional features offered, but there is no support for themes, and customization options are a bit limited in this device, but definitely has some good options in the form of gestures and other options. So this is a good UI and feature rich UI. Now talking about the Coolpad Cool One, it has this EUI, which is again a custom UI, and you can see that if you have used a Lyco device, this is the same UI, and this is actually sister concern of Lyco, the Coolpad, and you can see some additional features are also included here. There is support for themes and some basic options, and you can see this custom quick toggles area, which is quite different. We have this multitasking and the quick toggles arranged into a single option, and it also supports themes, but it's not as feature rich as MIUI or the EMUI, and it's quite similar to what we have seen on the Nubia UI. Multiple home screens devoid of an app drawer, and does come with some decent options. So both the UIs are quite good and does the job pretty well, and we don't really see a clear winner here. Both are feature rich and responsive UIs. Now talking about the performance, this Nubia Z11 Mini S is powered by the Snapdragon 625, which is a really good chipset, which is a power efficient chipset one when compared to that Coolpad Cool One runs on the Snapdragon 652 octa-core chipset. Both are coupled with 4 gigs of RAM, but we have 64 gigs of storage on the Nubia Z11 Mini S. Now looking at the benchmark scores for these two phones, you can clearly see that the Snapdragon 652 is way more powerful than the Snapdragon 625 when it comes to performance, and that clearly shows up in the Coolpad Cool One. You could also see that the gaming performance of the Coolpad Cool One is slightly better than the Nubia Z11 Mini S, but the problem with the Coolpad Cool One is the heating issue. When you game for almost close to 20-25 minutes, it heats up almost close to 55 degrees. So that's a massive heating on the Coolpad Cool One. On the other hand, the Nubia Z11 Mini S, the gaming performance is quite decent, but there's no heating on this device, and does the job quite well when compared to the Coolpad Cool One. So in terms of the performance, we would say the Cool One has an advantage, but the heating issue is definitely one of the concerns when you use the Coolpad Cool One. Now both the devices have dual SIM cards, 4G LTE, and you also have an additional micro SD card support on the Nubia Z11 Mini S, additionally with the 64GB storage, but we don't have an SD card support on the Coolpad Cool1, and you have to live with the 32GB storage offered on this device. So that's a bit of concern, because you cannot expand the storage on the Coolpad Cool1 and you have to use the default storage available. Now let's talk about the fingerprint scanner. Now both the fingerprint scanners are really good and does the job pretty well and on both the devices. The call quality and the speaker performance looked quite decent on both the phones. Now let's talk about the camera. So this is one area both these devices are really good. We have a 23 megapixel camera on the Nubia Z11 Mini S, while it's a dual 13 megapixel camera on the Coolpad Cool1. We have an LED flash on the Z11 Mini S, while it's dual tone dual LED flash on the Cool1. Now we also have a 13 megapixel front facing camera on the Nubia, while it's a 8 megapixel shooter on the Coolpad Cool1. Now having a look at the camera interface, you could see that both the devices come with quite similar UIs. Both are pretty good in terms of the features being offered, and we are not going in depth the features being offered. Both are really good and does the job pretty well. Now an additional option for the dual camera setup on the Cool1 is that the bokeh mode. You can see that this is the bokeh mode or the SLR mode, which where you can get bokeh effects using the dual camera. So that's one additional feature, and that really works pretty well on the Cool1. Now let's talk about the camera samples taken between these two devices. Here you can see that it's really a tough job deciding which is a better camera out there, but we would say the color quality and the overall contrast looks slightly better on the Nubia Z11 Mini, while the Coolpad Cool1 definitely one good device with camera in this price segment, but the contrast and the saturation levels are slightly on the higher side on the Cool1, but the Nubia Z11 Mini S produces slightly better results overall. And if you look at the low light experience, that's also one area where the Nubia Z11 Mini S performs really well. The low light images are really good and performs really well. It's slightly better than the Cool1. So again, talking about the selfie experience, we would say again the Nubia Z11 Mini S has a slight edge over the Coolpad Cool1 in terms of the selfie experience as well. So overall, we would say our choice would be the Nubia Z11 Mini S, except for the fact that the Cool1 can produce some bokeh effects. So if you're not really a fan of bokeh mode, we would suggest the Nubia Z11 Mini S. But if you want the dual camera and the black and white mode along with the bokeh effects, definitely the Coolpad Cool1 is a good choice. Now let's talk about the battery life. So we have a 3000 mAh battery on the Nubia Z11 Mini S, powered by the Snapdragon 625, while it's a 4100 mAh battery on the Coolpad Cool1. The battery performance, definitely Coolpad Cool1 has 1000 mAh extra battery and the performance is slightly better, but having said that, the Nubia Z11 Mini S, even with a 3000 mAh battery, performed really well and produces really good overall experience, almost close to 1.5 days even with 3000 mAh battery. So battery performance, the Cool1 definitely has an edge because of the high capacity, but Nubia Z11 Mini S is not far behind. So now we have talked about almost all aspects about these two phones. Now at the time of taking this video, we are not really sure about the pricing of the Nubia Z11 Mini S, but we expect this to be around the 16 or 17k, but we never sure. But we have a confirmation that it will be below 20,000 in India. On the other hand, the Coolpad Cool1 is priced 14,000. So pricing wise, we would say the Coolpad Cool1 definitely is cheaper than the Nubia Z11 Mini S at the point of taking this video. But once the pricing is announced, then we will have a clear winner on these two devices. But without the pricing, we would say if you're looking for a premium device with the overall great overall value for money package, you have 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage, display is good, compact form factor, excellent cameras and really good battery life. Then the Nubia Z11 Mini S is an overall great package. On the other hand, Coolpad Cool1 is also a good package, but the heating issue is a major concern with the Coolpad Cool1, and the cameras are really good and the software is kind of okay and the battery performance is also really good. So our choice, even though the Nubia Z11 Mini S is priced higher, we would be slightly inclined to choose the Nubia Z11 Mini S. If you have that extra budget, the Nubia Z11 Mini S definitely is a good package overall because of the compact form factor. That's one reason we would choose it over the Coolpad Cool1. So that was the detailed comparison of the Nubia Z11 Mini S with the Coolpad Cool 1. And mind you, if you are really running short on budget, the Coolpad Cool 1 is a really good device to buy. Now if you plan to buy these devices, we have the link available in the description of this video. You can use the link and buy the device. So that's the detailed comparison. Hope this video was useful. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and also hit the red subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.